So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the class on probability for the subject called numerical and statistical method for BCA second semester. So we are right now focusing our discussion on conditional probability and Bayes theorem. Bayes theorem is called as inverse conditional probability. So when we talk about conditional probability, we write in the form of this probability of A by B means what is the probability that the event A happens given that B has already happened. So the formula for that is probability of A intersection B by probability of B. So this is how we define conditional probability. So we yesterday also I believe we have done couple of numerical on this, and today also we can discuss more numericals on this. Like on the series further, like if you see, we'll do this question number 39. So if you see this question number 39 in a college, 35 students failed in physics, 25 failed in maths. So you can see, so 39 failed in physics. So the failed in physics is 35%. Okay, and those who failed in maths, so that is given 25%. So dash means P dash means failed in physics. So probability of P would be 65%, means those who are passed in physics. You can use any symbol for that. And 20% failed in both. And 20% failed in both. And 20% failed in both. I hope you understood this. Okay, so if I want, I can find probability of those people who can pass, who can fail in either physics or either maths. That would be 35 plus 25 minus 20. So it would be 60, 40% if it required. I simply found out. I don't know if required or not required. If the student is selected random, find the probability that he is failed in physics if he's already failed in maths. So you have to find the probability that the student is failed in physics given that it is already failed in maths. So what you will do, you use probability of P intersection M divided by probability of M dash. This is what you need to do. Intersection is already given, M dash failed in maths, that is 25%, means this would be 4 by 5. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? Then second, so probability that he failed in physics. If he already failed in math, this is the probability. Find the probability that he failed in maths if he already failed in physics. Now, probability that he failed in maths, given that he's already failed in physics, this would be probability of B dash intersection of B dash divided by probability of B dash. This is given 20, and to fail in physics probability is 35. This would be 4 by 7. I hope you understood this. Okay, so then third one, he failed in either of the two subjects. Either of the two subjects. They're asking you. He failed in either of the two subjects. Either he means he failed in either, means he's failed. If he's failed in physics, then he's passed in maths, or if he's failed in maths, he's passed in physics. Neither means neither physics, neither maths. Okay. Either means anything is possible. So either in two subjects. So either in two subject means none of the subject, he failed in either of the two subject. What do you mean by either, guys? What do you mean by either here? He failed in either of the two subject means union, right? If I'm talking about here either, what you will do with either case? He failed in the either of the two subjects. Either means union with the most probably. So if I see the meaning of the either, the meaning failed in meaning of either, either meaning of either in both subjects. If I see the meaning, you can use either, 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 both, either, neither. So neither means, so either means, neither means, so either would be the remaining part, right? So neither in both the subject, that neither, that he failed in neither of both the subject. Okay, so he failed neither in both the subject means he passed in both the subject, right? So if he pass in both the subject, then that means this intersection of this, that he failed in neither of both the subject means he passed in both the subject. Okay, so in probability that he passed in physics into the probability that he passed in maths. To fail in maths is 35%. So the pass in math physics would be 1 minus 35%. Pass in maths would be 1 minus 25%. This would be 65% into 75%. 65% to 75% would be 0.4875. That would be 0.4875. This is Vedic math, 65 to 75. So that is 4875. 75 into 85. That would be 6375. 85 into 95. That would be 8075. So 65 to 75, that is 0.4875. So means this P intersection failed in neither. So the remaining is either. So either would be what? Either, if I'm saying what is either, he failed in either of the two subject means, if I'm saying he failed in either of the two subject, probability that he failed in either of two subjects, either of two subject means, that means 1 minus that he failed in neither of the two subjects, that is 0.4875. This is 5, this is 2, then this is 1, this will be 5, no? 0.5125. 1 minus 1 minus 0.4875. 0.4875. 0.5125. Clear now? So the answer either of the two subject means, when I'm saying either of the two subject, so according to me it should be your either in two subject means to fail in physics 35%, right? To fail in maths probability is, fail in maths probability is 25%, right? Yeah. And failed in both physics and maths, that is 20%, correct? That is given to us. So according to me, either means that you failed in physics, you passed in maths, either. So not both together. And you passed in physics and you failed in maths, according to me. Let me check, is both giving same answer or not? So failed in physics, that is 35, passed in maths, that would be 75, plus pass in physics, that would be 65. If you fail in maths, that would be 25. So here 35 into 75 multiply. So what I can take common, this is 5 into 7, this is 5 into 5 into 3, this is, yeah, multiply. 35 into 75, that is 0.2625 plus 65 into 25, that is 0.1625. 2625 plus 1625. 0.425. Here, how much answer I'm getting? 0.4875. Either 1 minute, guys. Yeah, I checked the meaning of the word either. So here either means, here either in this case means that if you are, if two subjects are there, maths and physics, so one person, if it failed in physics, other one is passed in maths, another person passed in physics, the other one failed in maths. So you answer for this. So 35 into 75, if I check 35 into 75, this is 25, this is 175, this is 35, 245, this is 5, this is 2625, and then 65 into 25, this is 325, this is 10, 130, this is 1625, 1625 plus 2625, so this is 0.435, 10, 4, 5, 12, 13. Yeah, so this is 0.435, this is 0.435, which are parts 0.425. This is your either case, guys. So this is the example of either. Either means that one is failed in physics, then other one is passed in maths, one is passed in maths, another one is failed in physics. So both cannot happen together. So both component, you ignore that both component here. Clear, right? So this is your answer. This is not the answer. So this will not be the answer. Right. Now the next one, if you see the next question, question number 40, a bag contains 30 ball numbered from 1 to 30. One ball is to drawn at a random. Find the probability that the number of the ball drawn will be multiple of 5 or 7. So simple, use the set theory. So 5 or 7, what is the probability from 1 to 30? You will get the number multiple of 5, very simple. Multiple of 5, 1 to 30. So 6 numbers are there, no? In table of 5, 1 to 30, 6 numbers are there, right? 6 by 30, multiple of 7. How many numbers are there? 4 numbers. There's no number. The LCM of 5 and 7 is 35. But from 1 to 30, the A intersection B is 0, right? So probability that a number is multiple of 5 and 7, that would be 10 by 30 or 1 by 3. Clear? Similarly, 3 and 7, the LCM is 21. Okay. Then, so the only one number will come. So the number multiple of 3 would be 10 by 30. The multiple of 7 would be 4 by 30. And the number which is intersection of both 3 and 7, that is number 21. No? 21 is the LCM of 3 and 7. Okay, so then there is only one number. So the probability of a number multiple of 3 or 7, that would be 13 by 30. Anyone, any doubt? So then 41 question, like this we have done a lot. So 3 students write the exam, their chance of passing is given to you. So all of them pass, probability A pass is 1 by 3. So A not pass, that would be 2 by 3. Then B pass is 1 by 2. So B not pass, that would be 1 by 2. C pass is 1 by 4. C not pass, that would be 3 by 4. So probability that at least one of them will pass. We have done, I think, a lot of question on this. At least, at most, and all. At least one of them pass. At least one of them pass. So that is 1 minus the probability. 1 minus the probability that none of them pass. 1 minus 2 by 3 into 1 by 2 into 3 by 4. That would be 3 by 4. And all of them will pass. All of them will pass. All of them pass probability. That would be 1 by 3 into 1 by 2 into 1 by 4. That would be 1 by 24. Clear, right? Yeah. See this question. If a bag is drawn at random from a box containing 6 red ball, 4 white ball, 5 blue ball. Total ball is 15 ball, right? Total you have 15 ball, right? Total you have 15 ball. What is the probability? You pick one ball. What is the probability that ball is red in color? The probability that the ball is red in color. Your total 6 red ball out of 15, that would be 6 by 15 or 2 by 5. What is the probability that the ball is white in color? That would be 4 by 15. What is the probability that the ball is not red in color? So the total red ball is 6, total ball is 15. So not red ball are 9. So that would be 9 by 15 or 3 by 5. What is the probability that the ball is red or white in color? Red or white? Red or white? Red, the ball cannot be red and white together. So they are mutually exclusive. So 6 by 15 plus 4 by 15, that would be 10 by 15. This would be 2 by 3. Done, right? All this clear, right? Okay. Clear? Any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? This question already we did, right? We already done this question. This already we did. Now see this question. I think we have done no? This 32 question, not A, not B, A by B, B by A. I think we have done already this. Okay, we have done already this. Yeah, 32 already we did. If you see this page, question number 34, this question is coming every year. This question, this is like everywhere you see this. Find the probability that in a children, in a family of 4 children, there will be at least one boy, and at least one girl. So there's a families there which have 4 children, right? A family is there, they have 4 children. So if a family is there, if they have 4 children, if you see this question, if a family is there, you have 4 children. Your children can be either boy, either girl. So if you have 4 children, your children can be either boy or either girl. What can be the total case, guys? So it can be all boy. It can be all 4 boy. It can be all 4 boy. It can be 3 boy and 1 girl. This is like 3 boy and 1 girl. Or it can be 2 boy and 2 girl. Like this can be 1 boy and 3 girls. It can be all 4 girls. I hope you understood. So all 4 boy, there's only one way. So there's only one way for that. There's only one way. 3 boy, 1 girl. So like this is 4 factorial by 3 factorial. There's 4 ways there. Total 16 cases will be there. This would be 4 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. This would be 6 cases. You can do it by yourself. This would be again 4 cases. This would be again 1 case. The total there will be 16 cases. Clear, right? So here there's a family there. They have 4 children, right? And what is the probability they will have at least one boy? At least one boy is like, guys, this boy girl, no, you can think like a point problem. At least one head. So there will be one case where you have all tail. But there's only one case when you have all girl. The meaning all the cases there will be a boy. So means at least one boy means probability of getting one boy plus 2 boy plus 3 boy. So if you see that, that will be 15 by 16. I hope you understand. The total will be 16 cases. So you know your probability, right? Anyone, any doubt? Okay, then at least one boy and at least one girl. At least one boy is 15 by 16 and at least one girl. So there should be one boy, at least one boy, and there should be at least one girl. There should be at least, this is one case. Second case is at least one boy. You have one boy, and then you have 3 girls. You can have 2 boy, and then you have 2 girls. You can have 3 boy, and you have one girl. So you have at least one boy and one girl. So this is what? This is what 4, no? This is 4 factorial. This is 4 factorial by 3 factorial. This is 1 by 2 to the power 4. This is 4 factorial by 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 1 by 2 to the power 4. This is 4 factorial by 3 factorial, 1 by 2 to the power 4. This is 4 by 16 plus 6 by 16 plus 4 by 16. So at least, so this would be 14 by 16 or 7 by 8. You understood, right? One boy, I started with one boy and I went till one girl. So this is the case when we have at least one boy and at least one girl. Clear, everyone? This question, I think 34 question, 5 marks question, 2019, question number 34, 5 marks question. We have done this 33, we did 32, we have done. Okay. Okay, this we have done. Thirty-two I did already. No, 32, 33 already we did. 28 also I did yesterday. Thirty-four we did just now. No, 32 I need to do. So this 28 you see, guys. See this question number 28. This we have not done. See this question. So probability of A is 1 by 4. So probability of not A, that would be 3 by 4. Probability of B is 1 by 2. Probability of not B would be 1 by 2. Okay. And the probability of A intersection B is 1 by 8. I can, you know the formula, probability of A union B. You know the formula, probability of A union B is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. So the probability of A union B, that would be 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 minus A intersection B means 1 by 8. Take LCM, LCM is 8. This is 2. This is 2. This is 4 minus 1. So this is 5 by 8. Probability of A union B is 5 by 8. I hope you understood this. Probability of A union B is 5 by 8. Okay. Then guys understand this. This is A, this is B. So this we write as A intersection of B dash. This is A intersection B. This is A dash intersection of B. Okay, and this whatever is there inside, what is there? This is filled. This is A union B. Okay, and whatever is outside, that is whatever is there outside, that is neither A neither B. So not A not B means neither A not, and means intersection. So when we say, remember probability of A union B, remember probability of A union B plus probability of neither A intersection of neither B, that is equal to 1. So probability of not A intersection of not B, that is probability of A union B, that is 1 minus 5 by 8. So this will be 3 by 8. This is De Morgan law. Clear everyone? Now see this 35. I believe I've done 35. If I'm not done, it's not a problem. Probability of A is 0.35. Probability of B is 0.7, right? A and B are two even probability corresponding to A. No, no. So here what is given, question number 35. If you see this, A and B are two events with probability 0.35, 0.7 corresponding to A and A union B. So probability of A is 0.35. Probability of A union B, that is 0.7. Find the probability of B. You have to find the probability of B. Okay, if A and B are mutually exclusive. If A and B are mutually exclusive, so if first case, no, if A and B are mutually exclusive, if A and B are mutually exclusive, A and B are mutually exclusive, then probability of A intersection B, that would be 0. Okay, so if they are mutually exclusive, so then A intersection B would be equal to 0. I hope this is clear with you. So then here probability of A union B would be probability of A plus probability of B, because A intersection B is 0. This is 0.7 is equal to 0.35 plus probability of B. So the probability of B, if they're mutually exclusive, then the probability of B would be equal to 0.35. While if I are talking about if A and B are independent, if A and B are independent, if A and B are independent, then probability of A intersection B would be probability of A into probability of B. Probability of A is given 0.35. Probability of B is not given. Let that is equal to X. Let probability of B is equal to X. So you know that probability of A union B is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Here when A and B are independent. Here when A and B are independent. A union B is 0.7, probability of A is 0.35, probability of B is I have taken X, A intersection B you will get 0.35X. So you can solve this. This is 0.35 is equal to 0.65X. So means the value of X is equal to 35 by 65. That would be 7 by 30. The second case your answer would be 7 by 30. First case your answer was 0.35. Then third case B contain A. Third case is B contain A. So A union if B contain A means what? A is the subset of B. Means this is B. A is the subset of the B. A is the subset of the B. A is 0.35 and A union B. A union B is 0.7. So A union B is 0.7. A union B means what is A union B means what? A union B is what? If A is inside B, if A is the subset of B, if A is a subset of B, so then A union B is actually probability of B. Then in that case, probability of B would be equal to 0.7. You're getting it right, guys. Okay. All other question I have done already. (34) also I believe we have done already. So A union B 7 by 8, A intersection B 8 dash. I think we have done. Otherwise, if you have not done also, I believe you can do very easy. Not a big thing for me. Clear, guys? So this much we'll do today. Any doubt, anyone? Any question? We'll continue discussion tomorrow. Any doubt, anyone? Any question anyone want to ask? So can we end the class then if no one have any doubt?